Shalom, shalom, Israel. First of all, I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. Today, we come back with my fourth part, and hopefully my last part of this series of Captivities of Israel. Now, we know these aren't all the captivities of Israel, but these are some of the captivities we went through. So this is my last part. But the first nation of this video is the Romans. Number 2, white man, Adam or Edom, of course they're not the true Romans, but they stole that land from the Japhites. But they ruled us for like around 259 years, from 66. I believe it's 259 years, like from 66 BC. It's like around when the Maccabean or Hasmonean dynasty, the true Hasmonean dynasty, really fell by the Romans, and they went all the way through 193 AD with Septimius Severus, which was like a Jake that became ruler over Rome. But let me get the scriptures to prove that we were subjected under the Romans. The book of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 1. Now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east of Jerusalem, saying, Where is he that is born of the Jews? For we have seen the star in the east, and we are come to worship. When Herod the king had heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem was with him. And when he had gathered the chief and all the priests and scribes of the people, he demanded of them where Christ should be born. And they said, Bethlehem, Judah, for thus was written in the prophet. Alright, now, let me go to the BLB app. Now, it says Herod was king, but let's see, Herod's actually a true nationality. Where does it say Herod? 2264.
Strong's G 2264. Herodes.
And Herod, or so-called heroic, the name of the royal family that was flourished among the Jews in the times of Christ and the apostles. Herod the Great was the son of Antipater and Idumean, which is the Greek reign of Saint Edomite. Now you could you could pause the video and read the rest of this, but I really got the point where it says that he was an Edomite. But let me get another source. The book of Luke, chapter 2, verse 1. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus, which everybody knows is an Edomite white man, that all the world should be taxed. And if you know the context of this, then you would know that the world is really talking about Israel, because around this time, Native Americans were on this side of the earth in Babylon. But I'm pretty sure he didn't send ships to come and tax them. But let me just read on a little bit. And this was the taxing first made when Cyrenius was governor of Assyria, and all went to be taxed, everyone into a city. And Joseph came. And Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house of the lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary his spouse wife, being great with child. Alright, but it's just saying like taxation is like a way that somebody's basically over you, since they're taking some of your revenue that you worked hard to earn. You would say that person is over you. But Luke 3:1. Now in the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar, which is an Edomite, Pontius Pilate, Edomite, being governor over Judah, being Pontius Pilate being governor over Judea, and Herod being tetrarch over Galilee, which already those two are Edomites, and Philip his brother, tetrarch over Etria in the region of Tarchonitis, which is also an Edomite, and Lysanias the tetrarch of Abilene. So it's just telling you that these white men ruled over where the Jews lived. But so that was from 66 BC to around 193 BC. Now the next captivity we were under was the and I use this word briefly because I know that some of our people are still in that land, but the Africans. Now what's it called? Now it was predominantly the Canaanites at number 12, but it was like also the Cushites at number 8, and like there's many different Africans, but but majority it was the Canaanites. But before I talk about this captivity, I'm gonna go on Arabs first, because the Arabs had us in like in captivity before, and then the Africans joined. But the Arabs had us in captivity from like I believe the late 1500s, which was around when the false prophet Muhammad lived, to around the 1600s when they started selling us to the white man. And the Arabs are like, again, like if you watch the earlier videos, they're like many different races, but majority they're Ishmaelites. But yeah, at number 6, Isla Ishmael. And get it in the book of Yahweh, or commonly known as Joel, chapter 3, verse 18. And it shall come to pass in the day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and the rivers of Judah shall flow with the waters, and a fountain shall come forth in the house. No, I don't think this is, but let's go to the beginning of the chapter. Joel 1 in verse Joel 3 verse 1. For behold, in those days, and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is talking about the final battle, like World War III, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people. They have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Now what does this mean? Let's read it in another translation. The NLT. They threw dice to decide which of my people would be their slaves. They traded boys to obtain prostitutes, and sold girls for enough wine to get drunk. Verse 4. Yea, what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Now, who are the people of Tyre and Zidon? Those are ethnic Canaanites, or Africans, the ethnic Africans, which are the Canaanites. And all the coast of Palestine. And if you watch the news at all, who are the people that be in Palestine? The Arabs. Okay. Will you render me a recompense? If you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. So the Lord said, "Are you gonna pay me back? And if you pay me back, then I will just pay you back for what you did." Verse 5. But ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my godly pleasant things. Verse 6. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, it's talking about northern and southern kingdom, have you sold unto the Grecians. Now, for real, this happened before. Like, the true Greeks, which were Japhites, like the people of Tyre and Zidon, the Palestinians, the true Palestinians, sold Israel to the Japhites before. But it doesn't really say that much in the scripture about it, so I can't really say it. But in this video, I'm using it for like a specifically talking about the white man, the Grecians, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from the border. Now, what does this sound like? It sounds like the transatlantic slave trade, when they sell people for wine and harlots, and the Africans and what's it called, the Arabs. So the children of Israel unto the white man. Verse 7. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither you have sold them, and return your recompense upon your own head. Verse 8. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the land of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people afar off, for the Lord has spoken it. Now, this is basically a future prophecy on the Canaanites if you know anything about Hebrew Israelism, the culture, you would know that when Ham saw the nakedness of his father, the Lord, Noah cursed him, and Ham is the forefather of Canaan regenerated. Well, Slaki, not regenerated, but he actually is the forefather. But that curse specifically went on Canaan. He said curse be Canaan, but that's like a whole nother video. But yeah, the Africans and the Arabs sold some of us into slavery. Now the last one to end this series off, as far as I know, is Mystery Babylon, a great whore. Now I don't need to teach you this because you hear about this every day if you watch Israelite videos. Mystery Babylon is America. But let's read the book of Micah, chapter 4, verse 10. Be ye in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, which is of Jerusalem or Israel. Well, really Jerusalem, because it's talking about the daughter of Zion. But you could apply that to all Israel. And thou shalt dwell in the field, which is Africa. This is basically mostly talking about 70 AD, when the Romans kicked us out of the land. Reading on, and thou shalt go even unto Babylon. And this is talking about Mystery Babylon, because there's no account of a woman being kicked out of a city, and just being in a field and then go to Babylon. It's not recorded in the Bible. But anyways, there shalt thou be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the land of thine enemies. So basically the true understanding is this: is that the Lord got furious with us, and sold us, kicked us out of the land, and we went to Africa for a little while, and then we got sold into all the nations, specifically Babylon. There shalt thou be delivered. And that's where the daughter of Zion, really all the Israelites, majority of the Israelites will be delivered. There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies. But these are the nations today. I say African people because it was really like all really Hamites, and you know of course Jake being wicked, some of us helped enslave our brethren, but like it was majority Canaanite, but some other Africans helped, and you know, some Jake helped. Because we just love to oppress our brother, going off and everything. But then it's the Arabs, which if you saw my earlier video, you would find out that Arab just simply means mixed. They're mixed with many different nations, but they sold us into slavery, like it says in Job 3:1 through 7. And you know, of course, American people. Now, don't regard Jake and Eve or really any other nation in this, but like I'm specifically talking about the Edomites or the Caucasians that took us and brought some of us over here, land of Babylon. But yeah, this concludes my series, and I hope somebody got edified. And I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Shalom.